Mama called again.
Every story has a beginning.
Good job.
But the story of Abigail Rose Beutler almost ended before she was born, when her mom, Congresswoman Jamie Herrera Beutler, was 5 months pregnant.
You know, we thought we were going to get to find out the sex. So we were in there watching the ultrasound, and then kind of got right next to us, and he said, I cannot see any kidneys. And that, I mean, I knew it was bad. We knew we understood the gravity, but we had no, what does that mean?
No kidneys meant she wasn't producing amniotic fluid, and without it, her lungs and other organs couldn't develop. It's called Potter syndrome, a condition doctors told them was 100% fatal.
When she's moving inside of me and he's telling me she will not live, that was intense.
Jamie was told she would either miscarry or the baby would suffocate at birth.
I have a framed ultrasound picture over here. And that's because I didn't know how many pictures we were going to get.
Doctors suggested terminating the pregnancy, but the Butlers weren't about to give up.
We just both felt like we need to be parents now, and fight for her and do whatever we can to save her.
This is the baby God chose for us. She's ours. And so I'm not going to be the one to end it. In fact, I think we decided, and with some of our faith and some courage, we're going to fight.
She is Abigail Rose Beutler.
As word spread in the media, they learned of an unconventional procedure that involved injecting saline into the womb to give Abigail's organs room to grow. The problem, it wasn't considered acceptable treatment for Potter syndrome. So doctor after doctor turned them down.
We understand fully that this has very small chance of working, but you can't make the diagnosis worse. Like, how are you going to make this worse? She's going to die if we don't do something.
Finally, after a long search and a lot of persuasion, a doctor at Johns Hopkins agreed to give it a try.
She put a little fluid in and then a little bit more, and within a minute or two, we could actually watch Abigail's chest pulsing because she was practicing breathing.
Ooh. But doctors couldn't be sure how well it was working, and the Butlers were warned it might not be enough. Weeks later, Abigail was born, 3 months premature.
Somebody said, look down at your baby, and we looked over at her, and she was a tiny little thing. She was 2 pounds, 12 ounces, and she kind of looks at us, and she opened her mouth, and she cried. And you can only cry if you've got lungs. And that was pretty awesome.
The Butlers had their miracle.
Yeah. She's got good healthy lungs. She's got good healthy lungs. I know you do.
Now 14 months old, Abigail needs a kidney.
Anyway, so
her dad is a match.
It's sobering to reflect back on that, but we won.
Yeah.
So it's but it is, it is a reminder of how much we have to be grateful for.
Yeah.
It's also why Jamie and Dan are sharing their story of faith and persistence.
Good job.
Giving other families hope where there was once none.
And if we were able to break through a little bit of a barrier and somebody's going to get to a yes because of this, and another kid's going to have a shot, it's totally worth it.